It's a very rainy day today, and it rained pretty much all last night as well, so everything is very wet, and it's even raining right now. It's like just barely drizzling, but yeah, everything is, oh, and now it's raining a little harder. As I keep wanting to go out and just check on stuff. There might even be a cucumber I need to pick, but it literally will be drizzling and then it'll rain harder and then it'll stop. It's just non-stop. So I might just put a rain jacket on and go out there, but just kind of trying to wait on it to clear out a bit, but I'm not sure if it's going to. I figured I'd check on my front porch orb weaver spider, and she is she's on the house now, and I think what probably happened was the rain last night and this morning probably broke her web and knocked it down, which she's probably very smart and realized that, so she probably went ahead and went over to the edge of her web and then got onto the house. And she's sort of just holding on to a piece of her web on the side of the house now. And I'm assuming she'll just rebuild her web when she can, or when it stops raining. But pretty interesting. It's been several days since I last looked out there, and she's still out there. Still hanging out. Oh, and the onions and the cabbages are still doing good. They've been in on the back porch all night and all today since it's raining. I don't really want them to get too wet, so I don't really want to leave them out in the rain. The onions are, well, not these onions, but all onions are interesting because when they sprout and you can see two little stems coming up, and it's connected at the top, and that's because eventually once they grow just enough, one of those ends will pop out of the ground and then it'll stand all the way up. So one of those ends will I'm not sure if I guess it is connected. One of those ends will stop being connected to the seed itself and then pop up out of the ground and then stand up, which I find pretty interesting. It's a very unique way of growing the onions. I don't want the cabbages to get too leggy, just meaning that the stem will get really long. Fortunately, there's enough room actually in these little buckets, these little whatever these are, for me to add a little bit more soil and compost if I need to. So I actually can just build that up around the stem if it gets kind of long and leggy. And I do eventually want to pull out the cabbages so that there's just one cabbage in each of these little pots. So I want these to grow a good bit while they're inside these pots, and then eventually I'll put them out in the garden. But I figure if I'm gonna pull some of these out, I might as well just go ahead and put those in the new bed that I just made and just see what happens. It's not gonna hurt. I mean, I'm gonna pull them out anyway, so they're gonna die. So if I pull them out, so I might as well just put them in the new bed that I made, and hopefully they'll grow, and then I'll have even more cabbages. It is very wet out here. Very, very wet. Let's see, do I have a cucumber to pick? Oh, he can grow a little bit more. He can grow a bit more. There's 1, 2, 3 more growing. Should be ready in the next week or so. This is definitely not the most ideal setup for beans, at least at only 5 feet high. Maybe if it was 6 feet or 7 feet high, then it'll be better, but ideally they'd be able to even crawl over on top of something and then back down. But how I have it right now, their only option is just to run down the bar, or to go over the bar and then back down the twine. Ideally, I would have some sort of teepee setup, sort of, not teepee, but two bamboo sticks basically leaning against each other with one bar at the top going across, so they could just more things for them to grab onto. But I mean, this should be fine. It'll work, I think. It's just kind of not ideal. Okay, well, the only other thing that I really want to do today in this wet, rainy weather is check the temperature of the compost heap number 3, I guess. That's what I'm going to call it. But eventually that'll get meaningless when the number is so big, but making sure there's not a spider web right here. I don't think there is. Alright, compost heap number 2 is around just over 130. That's good. I'm going to flip it probably the next day that I can. Maybe tomorrow if it's not raining. I'm going to flip it. I definitely want to keep turning it a few times before it's done. And compost heap number 3, looking pretty hot. And of course it's over 160, which means I'm going to need to turn it to, yeah, it's almost 170. Looks like it's 167 or 8. So definitely need to turn it. And it's sunk a lot. I just thought about that from yesterday. Maybe I'll put up a before image and an after image. It sunk a good bit. There's a rabbit or something trying to get out of the fence. It seems to be struggling, but it's definitely some sort of rabbit, or oh, it's a rabbit. I see him. There he goes. He just like sprinted up the hill. It's been a while since I've seen the rabbits though, so the last one I saw was a baby, and that one I didn't get a good look at it, but he definitely was not a baby.